Hi guys, Ben here for OnlyAccies, and it's finished here. It's Hamilton 0, St Johnstone 1 in a game that Hamilton really should have won. Neither team created any chances really. St Johnstone, you could arguably say, maybe had the better. Hamilton definitely looked the stronger team though. We played the better football. We seemed to control the attack for 90% of the game. Easton and Stubbs at the back were great. We just offered nothing going forward. George Oakley did some a run-in, same with David Moyo and Mikael Miller. Mikael Miller probably my man of the match, but we'll get to that later. It was just one of those games where we didn't offer anything up top, and that was our downfall. St Johnstone got their goal. It was one we should have defended. The defenders were dragged to the line and then it was cut back and it was a simple tap in for their player. Gogic, I think, probably should have done better. You know, he wasn't reading the game well, he wasn't following his man, he followed the ball, and that's where our downfall came. But mostly we offered nothing up front. Like I said, we started with Moyo, Oakley and Miller, Miller being the better of the three. He created plenty, nothing really came of it. No balls into the box, no balls in behind, even our passing wasn't great today. It was a poor show, and from what I hear against Hearts, we were 10 times better, and I don't understand why we, for whatever reason, can't get two good performances on the bounce. The last time we won 2 games in a row was 2018. I just don't understand why we can't do that. I can't understand why we can't get good performances back to back, and there was plenty of boos and plenty of jeers, that was jeers not cheers, for Brian Rice at the end of the game, which is obviously a flip of the coin from what we had last week against Hearts. Like I said, I wasn't there, but from what I can hear, Brian Rice got it spot on, and plenty of people backed him, including myself on Twitter. I backed Brian Rice. We didn't create anything up top, but we were sturdy defensively and in midfield, which has been a big lacking point for us today. With injuries coming in, Marius Ogumpo wasn't in the squad, Lewis Smith picked up an injury, so he wasn't there, he was a miss today. I just think you can't blame Brian Rice for that performance. I think you have to look at the players. I don't think maybe the players tried as hard as they could have, but you know, after the game Brian Rice will come out and say you can't fault the effort of the players, you can't fault this. I think today you can. George Oakley did some of it running, but not in the right places. Chasing down his men down the line, closing the keeper down, closing players down on the ball, stuff you should be doing without having to be told. I don't think you can blame Brian Rice for today's performance, and it's such a shame that after such a great result against Hearts and a chance to pull 4 points ahead of them at the bottom of the table, we're now not. We're stuck down there with them, and we've created a little bit of a gap between us and St Johnstone, who are just ahead of us. St Mirren obviously lost today against Celtic, so that keeps them there. It keeps St Johnstone in 10th, us in 11th, and Hearts in 12th, and it looks as if it continues as it's going to go, it's going to be between Hearts and us to see who can stay out of the playoff and out of the relegation place. I watched the Hearts game today. They were terrible. I don't want to say they're worse than us, but they did not perform very well today at all, and so that is probably the only positive you can take from today as a whole as an Accies fan, is that Hearts look to be in an even worse state than we are. If we can get the ball on the ground and we can create more chances, we will score goals. We're just not doing that. Blair Alston came back from injury, came off the bench today, didn't have enough time to really create much. Like I said, it was his first game back from a long injury. Brian Easton is up with Mikael Miller for my man of the match. He had everything today, everything in the air, everything on the ground. Whenever we looked shaky, he seemed to do the right thing. But Mikael Miller, I think, just edges it for me. Man of the match. He was quick on his feet. He knew when to pass the ball today. A big criticism of Mikael Miller's is that he tries to do too much. He didn't do that today. I thought he was great. He beat his man down the line and through the middle plenty of times. He just couldn't get that final ball or couldn't get that final touch to get that assist or to get that goal. I think he still deserves man of the match though for me. Probably more disheartened than I am angry the fact that we can't string 2 good performances together and get a result here today. I'd have taken a point. There's a man who sits in front of me, Richard, who's been there for years, and he said as well at half time I'd take a point. And you know, in the last 20 minutes I'd have taken that point as well, but St Johnstone unfortunately got their goal, and that leaves it Hamilton 0, St Johnstone 1, and it leaves us adrift with Hearts in the bottom 2 places in the table. As I said, Hamilton fans are leaving here very disheartened as it's finished here Hamilton 0, St Johnstone 1. The next game is Motherwell away at Fir Park. It's a derby, it's one that we desperately need to win, and hopefully we can pick up the 3 points then.